Hey everybody, it's Indigone, and I am back with the next episode of my registry overview. And if you have not seen all of the episodes from the beginning, make sure you click on the playlist up here. But today we are going to enter into the clad series. So 1965 was the first year for clad after the 90% silver. Little bit misleading because the 64 Denver was minted, or 64s and 64 Denvers. Silver coins were actually minted all the way up into early 1966 with the date freeze. So just because they say 1964 doesn't mean they were minted in that year. But in 65, 6, and 7, there were no mint marks, so there are only the appearance of Philadelphia coins. However, I believe they were struck at all of the mints. I could be wrong on that. Fairly certain that they were struck in multiple locations. But again, no mint marks. So 5, 6, and 7, just that's the year for those. I do not have a 67 that's graded, but I have 65, 6, 8, and 9 represented, and we will get into those. First off, again, this is the beginning of the clad series, and there are 2 DDOs and a DDR to look for 1965. They are very scarce. The DDR is a pop 1, and I've been trying to find one unsuccessfully, obviously, for quite some time now. 66 does have a DDR, and then you have to get into, I believe, let's see. Yeah, 68 Denver has the DDR, and then 69 Denver has 2. So I don't have but one variety for this date range, and that is the 1969 Denver RPM FS501, and I will show you that under the microscope in a minute. But everything else I have is just the base coin, so no variety, nothing like that. First up is 1965, and they only graded this one MS66 because you can see the mark on the forehead there and behind the nose, and then on the neck there. But the toning is beautiful. This one, I don't know where it spent some time, but it is a very, very pretty clad coin. Same with the reverse, has a lot of that really pretty clad tone to it. So that is my 65. I am shooting for, on the 65, again, I want to have less than 25 higher, so I would like to have a MS67 on that date, and that's fairly common on the early clads. Next up is a 66, again in 66, and it's just got a few too many marks out in the field, so right out here, use the pen as a little bit better pointer. Right out here especially, you see those marks right there. And then there's one coming out of the nose, and just a few too many for a 67. But overall, really nice for a clad quarter. Next up, again, I do not have a 67, and I don't have the DDR on that one. But a 68 Philadelphia. And this was the first year they went back to mint marks, and a 67 is actually my target grade for this one, so I'm happy to have it. Unfortunately, I don't think this one has true views on it. I would have to check, but I'm fairly certain it doesn't. But exceptionally clean coin. Not a ton of luster on it, but it is very, very mark free. And as you can see on the reverse, likewise as clean. This one's got a few scuffs on the holder, but overall really nice coin. Glad to have that one. That one is one that in the grade that I want. No 68 Denver, no 69 Philadelphia, but this is a new to me purchase. That is a 69 Denver in MS67 plus. And again, you got those oranges and the blues and the yellows and greens and all on there. Very pretty. holder is not the prettiest. I'm probably going to try to polish some of that out. It did not have a sleeve on it, but I put one on it when I got it. So I'll try to clean the holder up a little bit, but this coin is beautiful. It's got some pretty nice little clashing to it. Very little bit up here, but down in here, I believe, is some clashing, unless I'm seeing it incorrectly. But this one, beautiful coin, 67 plus, in the grade that I want. I believe there were, at the time I printed this paper, which may or may not be current, there were 8 in the grade with 11 higher. So second coin out of this group in the grade that I want, and this is the third. So this mint state 66 RPM. There are 21 in the grade. Again, this is as of when I printed this, with none higher. So this is actually a top pop coin, and it is an RPM. So let me go ahead and get the microscope set up, and I will show you that real quick. All right, you'll have to forgive me because I am trying to hold this still and tilt it at an angle while I do so, but you can kind of see if I get the, I think I got to turn it a little bit. This is kind of an unimpressive RPM in all honesty. But you can kind of see that little tail sticking out of the bottom of the D there, and then that top serif going on there. I believe that is the RPM on this one. I may be wrong though, but it's very, very hard to photograph through the plastic or video through the plastic. So there are better pictures. I'll probably put up a picture from Variety Vista to show you what it's supposed to look like and what it does look like. I just can't get it to show in this holder through the plastic. So anyway, hope you enjoyed going over this. The early 60s. I know clad is not for everyone, and everyone doesn't enjoy seeing it, but I hope you at least see some of the nicer stuff here and kind of understand how difficult these coins can be. I will say that in the last video, the early 60s, I mentioned how that coin is kind of, or those eras are kind of sneaky hard to find high grade specimens. The early clad coins, especially the 60s and early 70s before the bicentennial, are kind of the opposite. A lot of these were kind of held off to the side as kind of a novelty, but they weren't a ton of them held in high grade, but there are quite a few nice ones. This does not cover any of the SMS coins or anything like that, because they do not count as circulation strikes. They are special strikes. But yeah, these are a little bit easier to find in my opinion, and maybe it's just the fact that the market for these is so much narrower. So I know I'm looking for them because I'm trying to complete the set, but a lot of people really just stop at 64 and they only want the silver set. So anyway, if you enjoyed this, please hit that thumbs up, and if you would like to see more, please make sure you're subscribed. I do have more videos coming out, and once I get through the Heraldic Eagleback series, so up through 98, I will go back from the start and then go over the proof coins in my registry as well, before moving on into like the state quarters and the ATB quarters and so on. So anyway, if you'd like to see more, please subscribe, and thanks for watching.